The heartbreaking news of Will Daws' sudden death at the age of 57 has sent ripples of sorrow through the British television industry, reminding us how fragile life can be for even the most vibrant creators. If you've ever enjoyed the witty adventures of James May or the architectural wonders showcased by Clarke, you might not have realized the mastermind behind those shows, until now, when his absence feels all too real. Will Daws was a highly regarded British television producer, celebrated for his work on series featuring stars like James May and Clarke. He passed away unexpectedly this week in London, leaving behind a legacy that's as colourful as the programmes he brought to life. For those new to the world of TV production, think of a producer as the behind-the-scenes captain who steers everything from idea to screen. Daws excelled at this, turning creative sparks into must-watch entertainment. Since 2007, Daws had been steering Plum Pictures, the London-based company he co-founded and ran with his production partner Stuart Cabb. Plum specializes in unscripted factual shows, those real-life documentaries and series that feel authentic and engaging without scripted drama. Under their leadership as joint managing directors, the company became a go-to for innovative content. Daws often joked about himself as 10% man, 90% anecdote, highlighting his love for storytelling and his warm, humorous personality that endeared him to colleagues and on-screen talents alike. His collaborations with James May, the beloved presenter from Top Gear, were particularly fruitful. Together, they crafted hits like James May's Toy Stories, where May explored the cultural impact of childhood toys with hands-on experiments, James May, The Reassembler, a quirky series rebuilding everyday objects from scratch, Our Man In, which took viewers on immersive cultural journeys to places like India and Japan, Oh Cook, a light-hearted cooking show, and the Japan-specific installment of Our Man In. These weren't just shows, they were celebrations of curiosity and fun, showing how TV can educate while entertaining. Daws also teamed up multiple times with Clarke, the architect and host of Amazing Spaces, creating episodes that delved into tiny homes, innovative builds, and extraordinary living spaces since 2012 on Channel 4. Beyond these, his portfolio included projects with adventurers like Simon Reeve, food explorer Stefan Gates, historian Peter Snow, mathematician Hannah Fry, comedian Johnny Vegas, and the late Ronnie Corbett, each one a testament to Daws' knack for pairing unique talents with compelling stories. But here's where it gets fascinating. Daws' path to production stardom was anything but conventional. Early on, he moonlighted as a stand-up comedian, honing his timing and wit on stage. Then, in a bold move that screams adventure, he became a cameraman in war zones. Picture this, a young Daws grabbing his camera and heading to Liberia on his own dime, capturing raw footage that he later sold to Channel 4. For beginners, this means he was essentially a freelance journalist risking it all for the shot, proving that grit and creativity can open doors in media. He spent nearly a decade at the BBC as a director and executive producer, helming eclectic series like Holidays in the Axis of Evil, exploring dangerous destinations, places that don't exist, unrecognized nations, A Dirty Weekend in Hospital, a humorous take on medical stays, and The Zimmers, featuring a band of elderly musicians. In 2007, he launched Plum Pictures with Cabb, another BBC alum, and support from Jimmy Mulville's Hat Trick Productions, turning it into a powerhouse for factual TV. The tributes pouring in paint a picture of a man who was more than a professional, he was a friend and inspiration. Stuart Cabb, his longtime partner, shared, "Will was like a brother to me. I'm still grappling with the reality of this loss. He was an incredible friend and business ally, life's going to feel a lot duller without his spark." Jimmy Mulville, Hat Trick's managing director, added, "Will wasn't just a brilliant producer full of fresh ideas, he had this infectious sense of mischief and boldness. He guided Plum Pictures with such charm, humor, and generosity. We'll miss him dearly." And this is the part most people miss. Daws' approach to TV was refreshingly human in an industry often criticized for being too corporate. Former Top Gear host James May reflected, "Will Daws felt more like the enthusiastic leader of a joyful crew than a stuffy TV exec, a label he despised. His guiding principle was straightforward: if making the show isn't fun, it won't be fun to watch." We bonded over this 18 years ago, and since then, nearly all my non-car projects have come from working with him and Plum. He was a fountain of brilliant and sometimes outlandish ideas, a true motivator, a smooth talker with network bosses, and, let's be honest, a notoriously bad driver. May concluded with deep affection, "I cherished this man, as everyone who knew him did. I'm so grateful for the time we shared." George Clarke, whose Amazing Spaces owes much to Plum's vision, offered a poignant metaphor. "I dubbed him Lord Daws for a reason. He constructed this magnificent vessel, HMS Plum, the greatest amazing space imaginable. We all sailed with him to enchanting corners of the world. Through every challenge, he shielded us, guiding us to smoother seas. We laughed endlessly, marveled at his genius, and loved him fiercely. This week, he gently set us ashore at harbor, ever the explorer, venturing solo to uncover even more wondrous, undiscovered realms." From Channel 4, where many of Plum's successes aired, Chief Content Officer Ian Katz said, "Will was a beloved whirlwind in British TV. From his diverse beginnings, he transformed Plum Pictures into a leader in factual programming, delivering a lineup of Channel 4 successes, often starring his close pal George Clarke. He'll be equally remembered for his kindness and warmth as for his inventive spirit and boundless enthusiasm. He was truly one of the good ones." Commissioning editor Clemency Green echoed, "Will blended a compassionate, open heart with a delightfully imaginative mind, a rare gem." Simon Chin, co-founder of documentary producer Lightbox and a dear family friend, mourned, "Will was the brightest, funniest, most upbeat, and ingeniously creative soul I've ever called a friend. He illuminated every space he entered and was adored by all. His abrupt departure is unfathomable, carving out a huge emptiness. My thoughts are especially with his wife Shula, and their wonderful children, Ethan and Noah." While Plum Pictures shines in UK unscripted fare, it has ventured internationally, partnering with Hulu and ABC News on gripping true crime docs like Little Miss Innocent, Passion, Poison, Prison, and a series probing the murder of Florida pastor Mike Williams, showing Daws' versatility in tackling real-world mysteries that captivate global audiences. Daws is survived by his wife, 2 children, his mother, and 2 brothers. His loss feels like a storm cloud over an industry he brightened, but his shows live on as a testament to his vision. Now, here's a thought-provoking angle. In an era where TV execs are often seen as profit-driven suits, Daws' emphasis on joy and adventure challenges that stereotype. Could his philosophy be the key to more meaningful content, or is it too idealistic for today's cutthroat market? What do you think? Did his fun-first approach make better TV, or would stricter structures yield even greater hits? Share your takes in the comments. I'd love to hear if you agree or have a different view on what makes a producer legendary.